what about your brother? Did you ever give him advice?
Did I?
Great question.
Did I give?
You'd like to think, you know, a big brother.
Guiding his younger sibling.
Yes.
He once threw up down my staircase. I haven't had a crate of champagne from Stephen Robinson, and I haven't had a cheque from St Mirren, and they should.
All about money again.
They are very good at what they do, and that was the point.
Was the camera right there?
I was right.
Never crossed my mind about going to Celtic.
I used to ignore him most of the time, unless at times he'd tell me to sort of hold the ball in better, and then at times he'd hit one in around my neck and he'd still shout at me to hold the ball.
Yeah, but I remember you saying you'd made 4 or 5 runs because he was passing it sideways and that before it went forward.
No.
Yeah.
He wasn't passing it sideways. He wasn't that adventurous.
Right, guys. Brian Espin, Facebook, VAR. How do we make it work better in Scotland?
How do we make it work better? Bin it?
Not for me.
Nah. If you lost a cup final from a decision that VAR would have corrected, you would be raging.
His team won a cup final.
I've seen that anger before.
Would have corrected.
Well, get people in who are more competent.
Wow, ruthless.
It's not ruthless.
The consistency's a problem.
I think we're in a period right now, because it's something that's new. I think we're in a period where...
But is it that new?
No, by the referees coming to an end or the officials moving to VAR to operate, it's going to take time for them to get... there was, only 2-3 full-time ones for the last couple of seasons. There's now maybe a little bit more. So I think gradually in time, you would like to hope it will get better. But there is no doubt there are still some decisions that are head-scratching. But we would do a job if everything was...
Yeah, no, exactly. And, there are still so many subjective calls on there with VAR, and that's the issue. But, like you say, they're not going to get everything right. I think, what do football fans want, what do managers want, what do players want? They want consistency. And it's fair to say there has been a bit of inconsistency.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we hear about players asking teammates for advice on transfers. Did either of you ever persuade someone to either make or turn down a move? That's from Gary Morgan on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but...
I've got a good wee story there. I was at Kilmarnock, doing well. Pre-season friendly, we played Forest at home. I don't know if you were there, you might have moved on by that point. Neil Lennon was playing for Forest. After the game, kind of catch up in the tunnel, we kind of meet each other, and he pulled me at the side and he said, about just in general in transfers, he says, don't rush into it and take your time, think about every aspect, think about what you want for your career. And I look back and think that was actually brilliant of me to do that, because I think it's something that you do go into and you've not got a clue about when you're especially when you're younger. So Neil Lennon gave me a good bit of advice.
Do you think he was maybe trying to tap you up to go to the green side?
Nah, because he was at Forest at the time, just coming to the end. So I think it was just genuine, honest advice for a young pro.
Yourself?
Not really. I don't think I ever tried to persuade anybody to do anything, really. And personally, I just did what my wife told me to do, really, with regards to transfers.
What was that?
Yeah.
You just see the money get up.
Go for the money, Kris.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. What about your brother? Did you ever give him advice?
Did I?
Great question.
Did I give?
You'd like to think, a big brother.
Guiding his younger sibling.
Yes.
He once threw up down my staircase when he came
You tried to sit, and is that why you ended up in Inverness? Did you send him away to the Highlands?
But no, I didn't. No, I didn't really give John any advice. He didn't need advice from me. He's a wise young head, John was. I
had one. I remember when I was going to Turkey, and it wasn't for teeth or hair, to let you know. I had been linked with moves to Turkey the previous season, and I didn't go when I was leaving Rangers. Kenny ended up going. So when I decided I was going to go, he phoned me. He's like, "You're off your nut. They're crazy. They're this. They're that. Don't do it. I listened to him. You know what he's like. I had him on the phone for about 40 minutes. Don't do it. It's this. It's that. Blah 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 blah. I put the phone down.
Signed.
I was going to do it anyway.
Show us the money.
It was 40 minutes of my life. I wasn't getting back. Kenny just ranting and raving. So yeah, thanks for the advice, Kenny.
Do you think you should have left Rangers at that time?
It's a yes.
No, I always felt as if I think coming off the back of that season, I mean, it was 30 odd goals, I think, and I felt as if the time was right to go. I mean, it's like everybody else, you wanted a crack at England. The decision I made to go to Middlesbrough was the wrong one. At the time, I thought it was the right one, but obviously it didn't work out that way. And then all of a sudden, you start playing in the back of your mind, should I just stayed? Should I signed a new contract and stayed? But listen, I don't think you can't look back. And for me, I felt it was the time was right to go. Ultimately, after that, it didn't work out.
Here's one from Ryan Cooper 3804 on YouTube. To remove any doubt with time in football, why doesn't football stop the clock when the ball's out of play?
That would the game would be too long, wouldn't it? Far too long.
Yeah,
how many?
It's like between 50 and 60 minutes in it. The ball's in play.
So I mean, if
just have a 60-minute game though.
Yeah. You could do.
It's one of the biggest beer bugs though. They'll time wasting and all that.
What's his name?
Ryan Cooper.
Ryan, that's never going to happen. Come on, get in the real world, Ryan.
Wow.
I think, the interesting thing, that they've clamped down on a lot of things, obviously the goalkeeper time wasting, the throw-ins and that.
Have they?
But they say they have. But one of the biggest time waste is now the goal kicks. Mm-hmm. You then look at, defenders are going back in there, they're letting that set up, the goalkeeper's then passing it to them. Like, the time wasted from taking goal kicks now is incredible.
In fairness, so we know what Ryan is getting at. I've just sort of put him away there, but we know what he's getting at. But, they can't stop the clock. Come on.
Make it a 60-minute game. Stop the clock, stop start.
It's not going to
happen. But I'd like it. Mike.
Yeah.
I'd like it, aye. The time's the time. No messing about. How frustrating is it as a player when there's somebody just time wasting and the ref's doing nothing about it, man?
So you've never done it?
Done it plenty, but when you're on the receiving end, not nice.
Yeah, but so think about the opposition, the receiving end when you were doing it.
Aye. Well, this takes it all out if we don't get to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Nah, not for me. I just think it's right. Okay, Matt Phillips on Facebook. We're halfway through the season now.
Scotland
International, that Matt Phillips.
Oh, sorry, I've missed it. It's Martin Phillips. So it's not Matt Phillips. It's Martin. We're halfway through the season now. Who is going down, and who is taking their place in the Premiership? So who's getting relegated and who's coming up, or is it going to be two teams again?
St Johnstone are coming up. Livingston are going down.
You need to try and think outside the box a little bit.
I'm with you in that. But
I want a spanner in the works. Partick Thistle to come up. Spanner in the works.
So you think they could beat...
Mark Wilson's done a brilliant job.
Oh, he has, there's no doubt about it.
Brilliant job. But St Johnstone, Livy down.
And the good thing about St Johnstone is the way they play. They play good football.
Have you watched a lot of them this season?
In many ways, I've seen enough of them. In many ways, them going down could be a good thing.
You think?
In the long
I've
term.
never ever got that. See, when
I
people,
agree with that with St Johnstone.
I've never ever see when people
You're
say
all about quick fixes though.
No. I've never understood when people say they can go down a division to rebuild. Why can't you rebuild?
Because the pressure of staying in the level and the quality of the league's much greater than the Championship.
But you've got less money in the Championship.
Not if the long-term plan
money.
is...
Chris, it's not about money.
But the recruitment is down to money, down to getting better players.
I disagree with that.
Sometimes though, I mean,
One step back, two steps forward.
You can build from within.
They're going to have most of possession in the Championship than they are over the Premier League, yeah?
Yes.
Which allows them to implement the imposition that they really want, that's the foundations of their structure.
But how could you not do that in top flight?
Because they're not having as much possession, they're playing against better teams.
Look at Motherwell this season.
Because of inferior players.
Look at Motherwell.
Yeah, but we're
not saying it can't be done, but it's a much harder to do.
I've never understood it. When teams say, go down a division and we'll rebuild and we'll go again. You've got more finances, you're going up against better teams, like you have more chance of getting players to come.
But you might have to play a different way because your players
but take St John's for example. Simo Valakari implemented that style last year.
And get punished
right,
much
so
more than he did this season.
Here's my next question for you, then. If you're telling me...
It's on the card.
No. If you're saying it's the best way to go about it, tell me how many of the St Johnstone team right now will be in the top flight next year when they come up, because I'll tell you, you'll be lucky if there's 5.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'm telling you.
You're just a stab in the dark.
I'm telling you.
It's good to see. it's good to see a side like St Johnstone who go down and they stick with the manager, they have a plan, and they're going to bounce back for the betterment of the club.
And then need
rather
than
than
need 11 players next year.
Rather than sort of,
They need 11 players next year.
Like, so I think Kilmarnock could go.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. And I think you're both scared to say it.
Well, no, I'm not.
Well, why are you getting so? Why are you both agitated?
Because if I felt if they were going down, I would say they were going down. I do think right now, I think they could end up in 11th place.
So they could go down.
But I still think they've enough in the playoff.
That wasn't the question. The question was who's going to get bottom.
But why are you pointing? I just mentioned Kilmarnock. Why are you so uptight?
Here he goes.
They'll go down and lump it. Kilmarnock.
Oh, isn't that, by the way?
Hoofball.
We've not really had a chance to speak about it, have we?
Trophy winners.
What was it? I wouldn't open the blinds. I wouldn't open the curtains if St Mirren were playing out my back door.
Yeah, but do you regret that comment?
Hoofball's worked, mate.
Do you regret that
comment? Are there any questions?
No. You're just talking about. You said that Kilmarnock go down and hoofing it.
Yeah, no, they're good at what they do. And that was my point, and that went over both your heads. I mean, you're both intelligent football people. I'm surprised they went over your head. What I did do as well, I haven't had a crate of champagne from Stephen Robinson. And
I heard, by the way, your quotes were all over the dressing room.
Yeah, but I inspired that team.
So you're taking the credit for that?
I inspired that team probably more than Stephen Robinson did.
Wow.
You think?
Big statement, that.
You know your quotes were all over the dressing room in Hampden.
I hope they were. But that's a keynote speaking. I've motivated that team.
Are you going to apologise to Stephen Robinson?
No, because
you just do the easy thing and congratulate them after.
I haven't had a cheque from St Mirren, and they should.
All about money again.
They are very good at what they do, and that was the point.
Was the camera right there?
I was right. Congratulations, Stephen Robinson and St Mirren, but I was right.
Wow,
with a straight face as well.
I was. I mean, they're not. They aren't a great watch. Do you enjoy watching St Mirren?
I enjoyed watching the final.
Really enjoyed watching them.
I enjoyed watching the final. That was very good.
But at least you said that. So what do you...
I don't... They don't just bang it long. They want to get the ball wide and put balls in the box. That's how they normally play. And I'm surprised you've not seen that with the intelligence and the amount you watch Scottish football.
They're at their best. They're at their best when they're direct. And they were against Celtic. In the final, they're good at it. And I admire Stephen Robinson. Well done, St Mirren. My brother played there twice.
Would you open the blinds now to watch them?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
No?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Disrespectful to the League Cup holders.
They're doubling down.
That's disrespectful to the League Cup holders.
I'm pleased that sort of fired them up. Good on them.
Right, next question.
Is it me?
Sure, yeah.
He's rattled.
Who? Sorry. What makes a good captain? And who was the best captain you played under? And why? And that's from Aaron Muck E7755 on Facebook.
On Facebook. I would have to say Barry Ferguson. Listen, I think the game's totally changed now, and there's a lot of comparisons from like now to back then. I think your captain, and it'd be even worse when you started off as a young boy as well. I think your captain was in your face trying to get everybody going.
What do you mean even worse?
Well, you're 10 years older than us.
Yeah, but what do you mean even worse?
Because
well,
I've heard stories back in the day of captains grabbing people with the throat, having a go at them. I don't think that was the case.
Is there a place for that?
Well, that's just where I'm coming from. I think the game has moved on now. I would still have it. But I think everybody speaks about the leadership groups, and I don't think the way that captains ran the dressing room in the past, went about their business, is really there in football anymore. The exact same as, I think the role of a manager's changed as well. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of managers back in the day ruled with fear. Captains you were fearful of them. They would set standards in training, but if you fell below that, I think it was a lot of, back then it was a case of not wanting to let your leaders down as such. You wanted to push yourself and keep them because you didn't want to be on the wrong end of it. I don't know if that's the case anymore. You agree? Disagree?
No, I think it's
definitely a different way. I think two that I highlight to me, David Weir at Rangers, because he wasn't shouting in your face, but he had the respect of everybody. Would speak honestly and truthfully if he needed to, but also put an arm around you when you were injured or anything like that. And Andy Robertson at Scotland took over the captaincy as a young player. Could have easily thought, I need to act a certain way, do this or that. Didn't, just come in, done his own thing. Two of them have been excellent.
What about yourself?
Are you allowed to say one or two?
You can name 4 or 5 because they might have been for different reasons. Your first captain when you came through at Norwich?
Oh, blimey, I can't remember. Is that bad?
Terrible.
Is it? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is that bad? I would say Tim Sherwood at Blackburn Rovers.
He'll tell you how good he was himself.
Yeah, he was a good player. Tim used to clean his boots at Norwich. At Norwich. But yeah, I was his boot boy at Norwich actually. Used to have to pick up his kit. They were the days. Yeah, cleaning the old boots.
I agree.
You know, some players were sort of...
But it was character building as well, yeah?
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah.
Did you ever fear going into the first team dressing room at that stage, no?
No.
No? Can be a brutal place.
Yeah.
Just out of school,
yeah.
bunch of guys slaughtering you. Oof.
I think it made you as well.
No, I agree. It totally did, but
because you did see you seen good footballers fold, and all of a sudden they would take that on the training field, they would take that to games. I thought, whereas you went in there, I think because a lot of times, and even a couple of guys that came on, you speak about your Celtic dressing room as young boys, they would respect you, but if they had to have a go back at you, you'd respect them even more as well. Fair play, he's having a go back. He's sticking up for himself.
That never happened.
No.
But what was the question anyway? Tim Sherwood at Blackburn Rovers, led by example, wasn't a big shouter. I mean, you work with Tim, and he's a confident guy. He's a really good footballer. I think he was a captain who really led by example and more actions the way that he played. But when he did speak, people really listened. I think he was a highly intelligent footballer, great captain. At Celtic, there were numerous. I think Neil Lennon would be the one who stood out. He used to moan. He's a natural moaner, and I didn't mind a natural moaner in there, but he had high standards himself. And I think you always needed someone, and we had an experienced team. You needed someone to.
Did Lenny change? See when he first came, there's no. He still would have had an impact in the group, but when he matured, well, not matured obviously.
No, I don't know whether he's ever matured.
But when he grew with Celtic, when he grew through to the captain he became.
To be fair to Lenny, when he arrived, he was a very rounded player anyway, wasn't he'd come from Leicester City, and he was an important signing in Martin's first season in terms of getting us over the line, winning the title, ending up winning the treble. I don't think he changed. I always think he had that determination and drive in him. And he, a lot of players didn't always agree with what he said, but I mean,
was there a couple of fallouts there yourself?
Most players would react in the right way. No, he used to aggravate. Yeah, I mean, he could be aggravating. Sometimes I used to ignore him most of the time, unless at times he'd tell me to sort of hold the ball in better, and then at times he'd hit one in around my neck and still shout at me to hold the ball. And
how you react to that?
So I would react in those moments and say, well, you need to pass me a better ball in roundabout words.
Yeah, but I remember you saying you'd made 4 or 5 runs because he was passing it sideways and that before it went forward.
No. Yeah. He wasn't passing it sideways. He wasn't that adventurous.
Right, okay. Backwards.
He was very good at what he did. Very good.
Right, then to the next question from KYU.
How many questions are there?
One player you didn't mention in the Player of the Year contenders was Cammy Devlin. What do you think of his performances this season, and does he remind you of Scott Brown?
No. I think Cammy Devlin has improved as a player. No doubt about that. I think he's the 3 that seemed to be playing in the middle of the pitch for Hearts has helped him. It was a 2 more or less in the past. I mean, you know him better than us. I think he's matured into an all-round player. Yeah. I think he was picking up needless yellow cards. I felt as if before you only spoke about him because a late tackle, maybe in people's faces, annoying people. Now you're actually speaking about him being a decent footballer. He's doing things with the ball, contributing in a way that a central midfielder should be. He'll obviously have a World Cup on his mind as well. So listen, I think he's had a very good season, but
would you put him in the Player of the Year category now?
Yes, absolutely you would.
I agree.
The influence which he's had on the Hearts team. I think Kris makes a really good point about it not being about him now. I think he's matured. We'll probably all like it, won't we?
I think the Scott Brown comparison is that wee bit of needle which he has got, which is good. I think it's a good thing.
But you're talking about Scott Brown's influence to that Celtic team. I mean, he's revered. People still talk about that influence now. I think Cammy Devlin this season, his influence to that Hearts midfield is why, a large part of why Hearts are where they are. And I think we spoke about it on Sky. I think that, we've always looked at him as a sort of terrier type, someone who can break the play up a bit. He's got great legs and he can get around the pitch. But I think he's quite underrated in sort of, you do see him getting on the ball and linking things now. I think I read a stat a week or so ago, I was probably wrong, that he'd made more passes than Callum McGregor this season, which really surprised me. So,
did you see the improvement? Could you see?
Definite improvement. I think he was wasteful in possession. A lot of times he would receive the ball, take a touch, and then think about what he's going to do. Whereas now he's doing it much quicker, which he's influenced games so much more. So I do think he should be a contender.
Stephen, this is the last one before we go.
Oh, big one.
Yes, KRK555 on YouTube. Stephen, you were linked with Celtic before you joined Rangers. How close were you to becoming a Celtic player?
Not close to signing at all, but there was, Gordon Strachan was the manager at the time, and
he had Lenny working for him as well, if you go back to that Nottingham Forest game.
Well, if you like, I hadn't spoke to them or anything, but it was just that they were interested as much as Rangers were. But
you must, come on, let's be serious, because Celtic were the sort of, dominant team, then you must have thought, I want to win something.
Never crossed my mind about going to Celtic.
Yeah, but come on.
Why would you want to?
No, but I'm just...
I understand that they were the better team.
Why are you so aggressive with that question?
Why would you want to?
Why are you so aggressive with that question?
Why would you want
at that particular time...
He grows up a Rangers fan.
But it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't.
There wasn't that big a gulf.
As a player, you want to go and win something. That's your dream as a little boy.
He won 3 league titles.
When you first, go down the recreation ground. Yeah, but you want to go to the better team.
Yeah. And there wasn't that big a gap from when Walter Smith took over in January to the summer. He'd started to build a bit of momentum. Won the Old Firm at Celtic Park. Walter Smith being the manager, a new Ian Duran.
To say it never crossed your mind. I mean, I don't want to say
it didn't go that far down the line.
It's your mind, and I don't know.
Seems if you're answering for me.
Often, I think I don't know what's going on in Stephen's mind, but I don't. There must have been a part of your mind thinking, God, the excitement playing in front of 60,000 every week, not 44.
So what about you when you came up from?
Would you
think, I wish Rangers had came for me? Because they were the dominant team.
They'd never won the European Cup.
Oh. Right.
Come up to Scotland, win the trophies that the Rangers team were winning.
Never won the European Cup. Never won 5 trophies in a season.
Right, okay.
If the wife had told you to go to Rangers?
That is a really good point. Great point.
So, no, it didn't go that far down the line for Celtic. There was just that, they're interested as well as Rangers, but my mind was kind of made up.
I don't believe him.
And I don't believe you either. Yeah?
You never do.
Yeah.
You never do.
So if Rangers had a...
Don't be ridiculous.
It's like Big Joy. I think Big Joy's so good.
But I mean...
That Rangers squad at the time.
Rangers,
the Dutch you talked about.
Yeah, but Rangers made a big mistake not coming in for me, really.
You think?
Oh, massive.
Well, I'm not so sure. I think he was some player. Right, that'll do us. Mikey Moles was incredible.
Oh.
Yeah.